Hello guys, welcome back. So it seems that Bitmain are actually test mining these KS3's on the Kaspa network, and we've seen a massive rise in the Kaspa network hash rate over the past couple of days. So it says here that the sold out shipping date is for August to September of 2023. So we are currently in August, which means that it could be shipping out soon. However, they're probably testing it right now and probably going to ship out at the end of September, most likely. So as you can see here are the stats. We've covered this multiple times on the channel. So if you just want to type in the profitability, it is there. However, when we look at the Kaspa network hash rate, we can see the rise from August 10th. So this was only 3 days ago. We've seen a massive increase up to around 8 to 9 petahash. If we click on one day, the highest today was 8.93. So we're at all-time highs in terms of hash rate. If we click on a month, I would like to say that the KS0's come in around July to June time, like the majority of them are coming around in bulk, and that's why we're seeing this slow, steady increase. However, it started to peak up a lot just because of what people think is the Bitmain testing on the network, which is most likely. We see this all the time. There's spikes in hash rate because Bitmain do test on the networks, and we'll be getting into what this means for Kaspa Coin in terms of price, in terms of supply, and stuff like that in the future. And then overall in a year, I think Ice River started definitely testing the KS0's at some point before the hash rate spiked up here to like 800. So it was 800 there. And then they started testing and probably just mined whilst they were testing. And then we see in more profitable and more powerful hardware from Bitmain and Ice River coming out with those KS3's and KS3L's, plus the KS2's and KS1's, which they have released. So we're seeing just a massive rise in hash rate, and it's probably going to keep climbing. I'm saying probably around 15 petahash by the end of next week maybe, and then probably when the KS3's, all of them hit the network, we are probably going to see a rise of up to around 40, maybe even higher than that. And that means that people's profitability is going to go way down on their KS0's. However, it's still profitable to mine, I believe. At 10 cents per kilowatt hour, you're making $30 a day, which is not great, but it's still profitable to the most extent. Like, people were getting $200 a day, which was extremely profitable. But now that this hash rate has risen, we've actually seen the E300s, those FPGAs, become unprofitable at 10 cents per kilowatt hour. So what does this mean for the price? Well, the price of Kaspa Coin is still kind of on a tear. It's slowly dipping back downwards from the all-time high that it had of nearly 5 cents there, so 5.11. And if we click on the year chart, we can see that, if it stays at here, that's a good level for Kaspa Coin to stay at. It might come down to maybe 3 cents and stay there. That would still be good as well. We just don't want it to drop below at least 1.2 cents, because then, it could spiral downwards and it could see a sell-off of Kaspa Coin. And that wouldn't be good for the market. So people think that Bitmain may be pre-mining this and then they're going to dump it. But that brings us on to the next topic, and that's the supply of Kaspa Coin right now. So let's just say they do pre-mine right now and they have a bunch of Kaspa Coin. How much of that is really going to be affecting the circulating supply? Because if we look back, most of the coins have been mined by now, so 70%. And the emission schedule keeps ramping up quicker and quicker and quicker. So we're going to see less supply as time goes on. So 30% over the next, I think, 15 years, I believe, or 2023 to 2036 would be the next 13 years. And if we look at the emission schedule is here, let's look for the date that we're on right now. It would be the 8th. So this is where we're at right now. And the total mined would be around 19 million. I hope I've got that right. So in a year's time, if we go to the 8th, it'll be 24 million. And then in another year's time from there, it'll be 26 million. So there's not really much to mine in terms of yield right now. A lot of the Kaspa Coin has been mined, and that's probably why we're seeing the price increase as well, just because the emission schedule is fairly quick for Kaspa Coin. As I said, it's all going to be done by the year 2037. So that's when the last Kaspa Coin is going to be mined at 28,505 million, at 28 billion. Sorry, I got the millions wrong there. So yeah, we've got a circulating supply of around 20 billion right now, and the next 8 billion or so-ish is going to be mined probably all by ASICs. So people are saying that Bitmain could dump on the network and that's going to dump the price of Kaspa Coin, but I don't feel like Bitmain have mined as much Kaspa Coin as people think, just because we'd probably see a large wallet that would hold this amount, or something on the network which is showing a large holder of Kaspa Coin being Bitmain. They might not be mining to the same wallet, I suppose, but for the most part, we're probably not going to see much of a dump off if Bitmain hold a lot of Kaspa Coin, unless they bought a lot of Kaspa Coin and then a dumping off. Because it's been GPU mineable around 65% of the supply. The last 5% was definitely FPGA/ASICs, and now the next 30% is probably going to be all ASICs, maybe FPGAs for a little bit. So I don't think that the ASICs are inherently bad, just because they're not going to really mine as much supply as us GPU miners or FPGA miners had the opportunity to mine. So we've got a nice percentage of the Kaspa Coin done on GPUs, and now it's time to actually migrate over to ASICs. And then on mining pool stats, I just want to point out this. There's somebody showed it on Twitter the other day, but obviously F2 Pool has received, and poolin.com received a lot of hash rate over the past 7 days, kind of meaning that Bitmain are connecting to these pools. That's what somebody was alluding to, I believe, on Twitter. But, Bitmain could just run their own node. And if we look here, a lot of the hash rate is unknown. So this means that people are running their own nodes solo mining Kaspa Coin. This could be farms as well, because it's pretty easy to set up a Kaspa Coin node. And I have a video on my channel if you guys want to check that out. And the 51% attack that would be needed to do on Kaspa Coin would be very hard to do through hacking into a pool right now, which is actually pretty good, because you'd have to get into one of these nodes, or you'd have to basically deploy a lot of hash rate onto the Kaspa network. And the only way to really do that is to buy ASICs. So right now, I don't think we're looking anywhere near a 51% attack. I don't even think that it could be possible without a large investment. And it really wouldn't be worth anyone's time just to do that. You'd have to buy a lot of Bitmain KS3's or the Ice River KS3Ls just to try and perform an attack on the Kaspa network. So as we can see here as well, the KS3's are actually shipping out on August 15th to August 25th. So they will be coming very, very soon. In the next 2 days, they should be shipping out. That's for the KS3's. So basically the same amount of hash rate and wattage as the KS3's from Bitmain. And then they had the KS3L, which is also shipping out in 2 days. So there's going to be a lot of miners that are getting these as well, putting them onto the network. And we're going to see just a probably pretty spike rise from the network hash rate in the next couple of weeks as a lot of these ASICs come online. It's good, it secures the network. The cost to actually produce a coin is probably going to be stabilized in the future just because of the supply schedule, like the emission schedule. So there's not going to really be a problem around that anymore, about how much it costs to produce one Kaspa coin anymore, just because the amount of ASICs on the network is going to be competing against each other. So that was just a quick video on Kaspa coin hash rate and why it's rising. If you guys have any thoughts, leave them in the comments below, like the video and subscribe for more content like this.